So, Lone Rider here, out riding my bike, and I wanted to take a break to just say something briefly. If you haven't seen the film Alita Battle Angel, go see it. I'm not a manga fan. I actually don't know manga from mangoes. I knew nothing about this movie. I literally hadn't heard of it until like a day or two ago. But having seen it, now I can't imagine not having seen it. It was just really damn good. I was like blown away. And the truth of the matter is, it's actually kind of funny how the critics have almost universally panned this film. There seems to be like a concerted effort to say this movie sucks, it's horrible, blah blah blah. I honestly don't understand why. I mean, if you wanted to reach, you might find some reasons. Media tends to be generally lefty in their politics. There aren't any overt leftist politics in this movie, but there aren't any overt right-wing politics either. It's just a movie that doesn't have overt political messages. Are there perhaps allegories or symbolism? Of course. It's set in a dystopian future. It's a commentary on society and the human condition in some way, like all films like that are. But it's a science fiction adventure film, essentially. And what's interesting about it is it's one that doesn't have the modern problem of action sci-fi movies these days, which is, and in particular comic book adaptations, Marvel, which is relying on special effects and copious amounts of CGI to take the place of characters that you can actually care about and that seem like real people. And the funny thing is this movie is chock full of CGI. In fact, the main character is partially CGI, but is nevertheless comes across as very real and very personable and somebody who you can get behind in the story. And yeah, it was so well done. It wasn't perfect, but it was very well done. Like I said, I had no horse in the race as far as this goes. I'd never heard of it until a few days ago, but now having seen it, I can't imagine not having seen it. In fact, I saw it twice. And I really don't understand why the critics are so intent on underselling this, ripping it apart. Like I said, maybe they're just disappointed there's not some overt, like, Saturday afternoon, after school special social messaging in there. I don't know. It might be that, the one thing that is mentioned in the movie is that guns are outlawed upon pain of death, which is kind of the reason they give for people not rebelling against the government they live under, and in particular for the fact that the bounty hunter characters are armed with like swords and things like that. One of those swords later turns out to be very important to Alita's character. It's an artifact. I'm not going to get no spoilers here, but it may be that, if I were to really reach for a reason the critics didn't like it, I might say, well, a lot of the people in the media are to the left, a lot of the people to the left support gun control. Maybe they don't want their gun control ideas to be associated with maintaining a dystopian future tyranny. But like I said, I think that might be reaching a little bit. The movie itself doesn't really have any overt political or ideological messaging one way or the other, although of course, again, dystopian fiction, it is sort of a social commentary in that sense, but really only incidental. First and foremost, it's a good story, and it has good characters, and you remember them long after you left the cinema. And like I said, unlike a lot of modern action films and science fiction films, and in particular comic book adaptations, it doesn't rely on the CGI or the special effects or anything like that. It's a substitute for having a good story, for having characters that you can care about, and for being a decent film. In fact, and like I said, it's not just a decent film, it's an awesome film. So if you haven't seen this, go see it. Don't listen to the critics, listen to yourself. Lone Rider out.